Coming up on Take 30 News, we'll cover diabetes awareness and what indicators to look for.
Then we'll talk about the construction happening at the Mississippi State Basketball Coliseum and give you the latest updates.
And election week is here, so stick around to find out how the general election in Mississippi turned out. Your Take 30 News starts right now.
Welcome to Take 30 News. I'm Candice Bruce.
And I'm Jake White.
As dry conditions continue, both Oktibbeha and Lowndes County are still under burn bans. The newest ban, issued Thursday, will last about a month.
And burn bans also apply to any fire that involves an open flame. The Mississippi Forestry Commission's website shows that only 13 counties without burn bans. One of those 13, the closest is Choctaw County, with the majority of the others in either the northern or western reaches of the state.
And it's time now for a first look at our forecast.
And for that, we're going to turn things over to meteorologist Dylan Hudler. Dylan.
That's right. Hey, how are y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
I know, you mentioned it was dry. We obviously have those drought conditions continuing. We've gotten a little bit of rain today, but not nearly as much as we need. We're going to have to make up some ground here. There's a look at that latest drought monitor. The Starkville area in severe drought, and then the rest of the region in extreme drought. So we certainly need some rain. And here's our rainfall totals for today. Only 900ths of an inch in Columbus, 100th of an inch there in Starkville. Off to the north in the Memphis area, they picked up a little bit more, but still not enough to fix our drought conditions, and we're certainly going to need more than what we're getting in order to help things out a little bit. Still, we'll take what we can get. We have some showers moving into the Golden Triangle right now. Those will continue through this evening.
And take one.
Election season is in full swing as voters head to the polls this week to cast their ballot. Our Joshua Hughes spent the day at the polls Tuesday and has the details.
And take video. Nice.
West Point residents lined the street outside of voting stations to exercise their rights Tuesday. Voters cast their ballots for governor, state representatives, and senators, Clay County Circuit Clerk, prosecuting attorney, coroner, and
good start.
clerk.
Things are going good.
Tommy Bryan is the Clay County District 2 election commissioner. He says they work tirelessly to get folks to the polls because every vote matters.
Okay, this was probably the best one we've had in a good while, and I think it's because we've had so many this year. We had the primaries, we had a runoff, and then we've had the general election. So this is the third one we've been through this year. And, everything was fresh on our mind.
The polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. Angela White is a West Point resident, and she says she will never miss an opportunity to make her voice heard.
Well, voting is an American constitutional right, and for us to have the liberties and the freedoms that we want, we need to all get out and vote and support the best candidates for you feel is going to represent what you want to see happen in our towns and cities and in our country.
An alternate method that residents used to vote was mail-in ballots. Kim Hood, Robin Brown, and Alvin Carter Jr. are among the winners for their positions. Reporting in West Point for Take 30 News, I'm Joshua Hughes.
For more information, you can call the number 601-494-2053.
Veterans Day is a time of celebration, a time to recognize those willing to sacrifice their lives for our daily freedoms.
Our Take 30's Chase Crawford joins us live in the studio with the story.
Service members like Chris Taylor served his country for 30 years. Because of his selfless service and the service of millions of others, the country designated November 11th as a day to say thank you. Meet Command Sergeant Major Top Enlisted Chris Taylor, who served 4 different deployments in 4 different countries in his time with the Army.
We served, we left home, we left our loved ones, our families, our kids, to go defend this country.
Taylor said that his tour in Afghanistan was the most memorable because of the circumstances surrounding the citizens while he was there.
Afghanistan was the most because there you can see what the difference was made by the way the people live there. I mean, that's very primitive. Kids walk around barefooted, and we got on boots. And our feet are hot, and kids barefooted, and it don't even hurt.
After putting in 30 years, 9 months, and 12 days of service, it was time to retire. And now Taylor is involved in the community however he can be, and looks to help veterans in the area.
Tierrah County Military Affairs Committee, American Legion Post 240, Tierrah County NAACP, Executive Committee, different committees around the city and state.
Veterans Day is also about the lives they've impacted as well. That's why I sat down with the daughter of a veteran who said that her dad's service inspired her to pursue her future career.
Naomi Moore says that her dad's service in the Marine Corps is what drove her to want to help others. That is why she's pursuing a degree in criminology at MSU. She also says that Veterans Day means more to her than just her father's service.
Remembering those who have fought and lost their lives for this country. Basically, in turn, without that, we wouldn't have some of the things that we have.
Chris is just one of the veterans around Oktibbeha County that are excited to be celebrated this weekend. And Naomi is one of the many to be personally impacted by a veteran in the community. For more information on what festivities will be taking place, check out the Oktibbeha County events calendar. If you or anyone you know is looking to get more involved with the veterans in the area, you can contact the Oktibbeha County Veterans Affairs Office. For Take 30 News, I'm Chase Crawford.
Thank you, Chase. And coming up, we'll give you the latest update on the renovations happening at Mississippi State's Basketball Coliseum.
Stay with us.
Discovery. It tells our history and determines our future. At Mississippi State University, we're digging deep, unlocking an understanding of our past, validating it. Middle East exploration by faculty and students is uncovering evidence that unravels ancient mysteries. Scholars have long thought of the biblical kings David and Solomon as mythological figures. Our research offers evidence that supports their existence, boosting MSU into an international league of experts on archaeology. Now we're changing the way people think about the past, opening up new possibilities of understanding for future generations. Digging deeper, learning more. Farming can be a tough way to make a living. Weather, pricing pressures, and unpredictable swings in demand can take a toll, not only on farmers' finances, but on their mental health, as well as that of family members and farm workers. That's why Mississippi State University is spearheading a program to train extension agents to detect the signs of depression, substance abuse, and other stress-related challenges. Everyone has a bad day, of course, but this holistic view of a farmer's circumstances enables MSU representatives to recognize the difference between routine struggles and deeper, more serious issues. It may be a tough conversation, but the sooner it gets started, the sooner farmers can get help to better manage stress and continue the important work of growing the products our world needs. Caring for farms and farmers. Mississippi State University.
Welcome back to Take 30 News.
This week is First Generation Scholars Week. Mississippi State University is celebrating its first generation students all week. The week coincides with Wednesday's National First Generation College Celebration Day. This fall, MSU received the First Gen Award designation from the National Center for First Generation Student Success, the initiative of NASPA Student Affairs Administrators in Higher Education, and the Suter Foundation, based on university's commitment to improving the experiences and outcomes of first-generation students, or students who are the first generation in their family to complete a 4-year bachelor's degree. Now, these MSU students are supported by a trio of student support services. This service offers additional guidance for navigating higher education, in addition to student support resources available across campus.
With Mississippi State basketball being back for the new season, fans and students can expect some changes to Humphrey Coliseum.
Take 30's Colin James has more details.
Basketball season is back in full swing here in Starkville, and Bulldog fans and students returning to the Hump may notice a lot of new state-of-the-art changes made to the Coliseum. Spencer McNally of MSU Fan Experience explained the process behind designing the new Humphrey Coliseum.
We did a lot of research from NBA teams, NHL teams, sort of outside, our norm of what we see on a day-to-day basis to make sure we're trying to deliver for our fan and try to have a first-class fan experience.
First off, fans may notice the new paint job the Hump has received, as well as the large new concourse that surrounds the building that's been worked on over the past year. Other changes made to Humphrey Coliseum include a new club level, expanded concession offerings, and the relocation of the student section to the sideline of the court. Spencer McNally of MSU Fan Experience said that the new changes will make basketball at the Hump better than it ever was before.
We always want to make not only our fans happy and excited and want to come to our facilities, but want to make it a very intimidating place to play for our visitors coming in. And I think that's something that all of these changes will do. You know, we sort of kept the intimacy of the Hump of, you know, no, there's not a bad seat in the place, right? You can be in the upper deck and it's a really good seat still no matter where you're at, and that didn't change, and we didn't want that to change. But then adding these new special effects and more coming, I think will really give us an advantage as we get into SEC play.
Fans and students alike are highly encouraged to come to the Hump this season to check out both the men's and women's basketball teams as they look to improve and return to the NCAA tournament in March. With Take 30 News, I'm Colin James.
To learn more about both teams and their schedules this season, visit hailstate.com for more details.
And Mississippi State University and its dining contractor Aramark are modernizing campus dining services through a $30 million project to renovate and relocate dining options on campus. MSU's current contract with Aramark is coming to an end, and the two entities have designed a new master dining plan. The marketplace at Perry is undergoing a comprehensive remodel. Starbucks, Subway, and State Fountain Bakery are being relocated. All of the dining options along Lee Boulevard are receiving refreshed spaces, and a new sushi and noodle restaurant will replace University Florist at 100 Lee Boulevard.
And coming up, Dylan Hudler is in the studio to give us a weather preview heading into this weekend.
Don't go anywhere.
Imagining the built environment of tomorrow is a collaborative dream at the College of Architecture, Art, and Design at Mississippi State University. Learning is experienced in a studio environment that brings architecture, interior design, and building construction students together to solve 21st century challenges. One of only 2 such programs in the country, MSU's curriculum creates a 360-degree approach, an opportunity for learning how to work together in the real world, and encourages creativity and cooperation for resolving tomorrow's issues, such as housing for continued population growth, work and life environments for expanding urban lifestyles, and accommodating industrial and technology shifts. Working together gives students a better understanding of the intersection of design and construction, and allows for the kind of creative thinking and practical application that leads to a better future for all.
Hey there, welcome back. I'm Campus Connect student meteorologist Dylan Hudler. A live look outside on Mississippi State's campus off to the south shows a lot of those low, thick clouds hanging overhead. The ground's wet, the pavement's wet. We've had drizzle at times today, and after yesterday's cold front moved through, it's much cooler. Only sitting at 59 degrees this afternoon. Lots of clouds out there. It's still feeling somewhat humid. The air's kind of sticky even though it's cool outside, and temperatures are 15 degrees or so in Starkville, cooler than we were at this time yesterday. That cold front certainly made a difference with our temperatures, and it's going to be cool going forward. I mentioned the drizzle we've had at times today. There goes our cold front back off to the south. We've got a lot of cloud cover over both Mississippi and Alabama right now. Jackson Metro getting in on a decent amount of light rain right now, and you see that's all generally moving off to the north and east towards Starkville in the Golden Triangle area. We need some rain, and so this is a welcome sight. A light shower about to pass through the Starkville area right now down toward Kosciuszko and Carthage as well, getting in on some rain. Back off to the west, it looks like more of that's going to continue to move throughout this evening. We haven't gotten much so far. Ackerman and Louisville picking up around 4/10 of an inch, but that's the most we've had across the area. Starkville only 1/100th of an inch. So not really meaningful rainfall, but at least it's measurable, and it'll certainly help our drought. Looking at Futurecast through the rest of this evening, you see those pockets of light rain continue to pass through, focused around the Golden Triangle area. So if you have outdoor plans tonight, heading to the district, getting some homework done, have a rain jacket handy or maybe even an umbrella. It'll be off and on, spotty in nature, but still can't rule out some light rain at times. And then for Saturday, more of the same. We're just going to see a lot of those clouds overhead and maybe pockets of light rain at times, not expecting a washout. But over these few days, these light rainfall totals will build up and give us a decent amount after it's all said and done. By Sunday afternoon, it looks like we'll start to see those clouds move out We should see a little bit more sunshine by Sunday evening, which is good news heading into Monday. Monday looks to be dry as well. There's that drought monitor. Really severe drought conditions across the Golden Triangle and even extreme over most of northern Mississippi. So certainly this light rain will help, not necessarily fix the drought, but certainly help. Looking on to the weekend, or tonight, excuse me, tonight 52 degrees for our overnight low with drizzle at times, mostly cloudy. It's going to be cool, but this weekend, Veterans Day tomorrow, we'll have that drizzle sticking around as well. Highs only in the low 60s, so we'll be cool and cloudy all day long. Certainly a dreary fall day ahead, and for Sunday, a little bit warmer with some peaks of sun later in the day. Less rain overall. Heading into early next week, we look dry as well, but I'm keeping an eye on some rainfall chances by midweek, Tuesday and Wednesday, that could bring us some better totals. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Waking up to cool, temperatures in the 50s, afternoon highs in the 60s. Sunday and Monday look dry for the most part, but a better chance for rain comes in on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we're gradually warming up through the upper 60s and then close to 70 by next weekend.
Thanks for that coverage, Dylan. Up next, Jake White here, and Take 30 sports anchor Caleb Ward will take you through all things sports. Stay with us.
As concern grows over the declining health of the world's oceans, veterinary students at Mississippi State are learning how to rescue and rehabilitate vulnerable marine animals. Through a unique partnership between the College of Veterinary Medicine and the Institute of Marine Mammal Studies in Gulfport, Mississippi, students are experiencing the chance of a lifetime. Real-time research of this fragile ecosystem prepares students for a future in providing care for sick and stranded dolphins, turtles, sea lions, and other marine species. At the same time, MSU's advanced diagnostic technology is helping innovate for solutions while improving treatment and outcomes. Not only are the waters of the Gulf Coast opening new worlds of discovery for Mississippi State veterinary students, they are much safer now, thanks to this game-changing partnership that's improving life for literally hundreds of aquatic animals. The sense of place. We all have it, often grown from deep roots in small-town communities. At Mississippi State University, our Carl Small Town Center is strengthening these ties. With nearly 40 years of making a difference, we're revitalizing communities into welcoming places to work, live, and congregate. By weaving together the best pieces of our past with modern technology and amenities, we're creating the hometowns of the future. Places where lifetime memories can be made, where you have all the things you need, along with all the things you want. Through partnerships with our communities, we're identifying improvement opportunities, recommending paths forward, and creating the plans for a better tomorrow.
Welcome back to Take 30 News. I'm here with our sports anchor, Caleb Ward. Caleb, what is going on in college football this week? Tell me all about it.
Thank you, Jake. Mississippi State's playing this weekend against Texas A&M on ESPN2 at 6:30. Should be a good matchup. You know, Mississippi State's fighting for bowl eligibility right now, so we need this win and a win against Southern Miss. And so we'll see what happens, you know. Jake, basketball season.
I know. And I have to say I'm not the biggest basketball fan in the world, but between last season and this season, it's looking pretty good for women's basketball.
It is. And, you know, if you look at it right here at this game against Alcorn State, you know, women's had their home opener Monday night. Men's have their own opener tomorrow. Girls play again tonight, and they play later this week. And it's really good to see how this program has progressed in the first year for Coach Purcell and Chris Jans, you know, both making an NCAA tournament in their first year. That's very awesome to see, you know, and I expect these teams to host this year in both the first two rounds. So I'm excited to see, you know, as we got some games this weekend, as I mentioned earlier, as we take a look here to see what we got upcoming for Mississippi State basketball. Like I said, girls play tonight. They're number 25 in the nation, so that's awesome, you know, to start off the season. 6:30 p.m. on the SEC Network Plus against Southeastern Louisiana. Then men's, like I said, home opener ESPN Plus/SEC Network Plus, 4 p.m. against UT Martin. And then Sunday, the girls play again against Jacksonville State at 2 p.m. on the SEC Network Plus. So very exciting to see basketball this weekend.
Well, you know what I'm really excited to see this weekend, too? On Saturday is the women's soccer game. Is that right? Or
Yes.
am I wrong? Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, it is correct.
Women's soccer game this weekend.
Yeah.
I was just making sure.
Yeah.
But just like women's basketball, they're really good, too. And just like last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
this game, I worked this last year, and it was very good to see them go into the NCAA tournament. They had a deep run in the SEC tournament this year. I expect them to make a deeper run in the NCAA tournament. Got a lot of senior leadership, so very excited to see soccer play at 1 p.m. this Saturday.
And I think something that, everyone is really excited to see
Yes.
is Friday Night Lights, because we're in the South and it's that season again. So tell me about, the underdog that you're excited to see, and tell me a little bit about your top pick.
Yeah, so you beat me to the punchline. Starkville, I really want them to win it again. That's who I could see them going. They won it last year, so, they'll play in the championship December 1st if they make it. They got to beat Tupelo. They got beat by them earlier in the season, so sorry, but your Tupelo guys got to lose. But an underdog I could see Wyndon is Brandon. Brandon played against Starkville last year in the state championship. So I could see that being a matchup, and hopefully Starkville comes out on top. But, Brandon might win it. And also, Starkville Academy is in the 5A MAIS playoffs. As we take a look with them, they are also playing tonight as well against Simpson Academy. And they'll either play the winner of Copiah Academy or Adams County Christian. And I think Starkville's going to win. They've been on a tear this season. And I think they'll play Copiah Academy on November 16th. So it'd be really neat to see the two Starkville high schools come with state championships, as Starkville High won last year. So you could say that we own the SIP, in Starkville, man.
Well, I don't know about that. As a Tupelo high school guy, I'm going to have to disagree with you maybe, but the stats might say otherwise.
Yeah, the stats could say otherwise. We'll see what happens about going on. So, Jake, I've enjoyed it today, man.
I've enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Jake White.
And I'm Caleb Ward.
This has been your Take 30 Sports Recap.
Stick around and we'll have more Take 30 news after the break.
At Mississippi State University, student-led teams are taking one of the country's biggest health issues to heart. Out to unravel one of science's unsolved mysteries, researchers in MSU's Department of Agriculture and Biological Engineering are asking why and when healthy cells in human arteries can begin changing into bone-like structures that hamper blood flow. This calcification contributes to strokes and heart attacks, two leading causes of death in Mississippi. As part of their groundbreaking research, students are designing a 3D model that allows them to understand how arteries act within the body and what changes them. By recreating what is happening at the cellular level, researchers are pursuing ways to stop and reverse the process of calcification. Testing treatments could lead to new solutions, helping reduce the number of people struggling with the effects of poor heart health, and ultimately saving lives. Mississippi State University, getting to the heart of better health for Mississippians. When it comes to making the world a better place, it's all in the numbers at Mississippi State University. Our big data science researchers are creating astonishing new algorithms to model human behavior and consumer activity to identify anomalous purchasing patterns. Interpreting the data creates heat maps that can signal fraudulent activity and even predict likely cybercrime locations and perpetrators. And as the only academic institution to team with a state-level DHS agency in the study of transactional data of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, MSU is helping prevent misuse while ensuring that benefits are being used as intended. These successes are opening doors for similar research partnerships with banking, insurance, credit card, and other data-intensive industries, leading to consumer confidence in online and other transactions. Making numbers count. Mississippi State University.
Thank you so much for coming back to us here at Take 30 News.
The Holmes Cultural Diversity Center is a resource that many Mississippi State students don't know about.
Mississippi State University is home to the Holmes Cultural Diversity Center, or HCDC for short. The center is located on the second floor of the Crawford Student Union and is named after Dr. Richard E. Holmes, who was the first African American to enroll at the university. A native of Kazan, Russia, Alina Nigmatalina is a graduate assistant that works in the center and says the purpose of the center is to provide an inclusive and comfortable environment to traditionally marginalized student populations, but is open to all Mississippi State students.
When you see the mixture of cultures, people coming from all over Mississippi, all over the country, from outside the country, myself being an example of that. And so you have so many people with different backgrounds and walks of life, and it's just really important to keep it up.
Senior medical technology major Maya Owen says she loves coming to the center. She feels that it is a comfortable space for her where she is always able to make new connections.
I love the different events they host in there and how nice everyone is, how welcoming and non-judgmental the people are. It just creates like a safe space for me.
The HCDC offers free resources for students to use, such as a printer and copier, computers, a refrigerator, and a microwave, and sometimes even free food. The center and the 10 student organizations that it houses host many cultural events throughout the year for students to come and enjoy. With Take 30 News, I'm Tierrah Tidwell.
The Holmes Cultural Diversity Center is located on the second floor of the Crawford Student Union. All right, Dylan, just tell us a little bit about the weather. Any last words about the weather going into the weekend?
Last words. If you're heading out tonight, just getting off to an early start here at the weekend, bring a jacket, bring maybe a rain jacket as well. We're going to have some showers that'll be hit and miss this evening and then throughout the weekend. Overall, it's going to be cooler, so you'll want the jacket and long pants over the weekend. It won't rain all the time, so not a washout for your plans, but still something you want to be aware of.
Absolutely, absolutely. And about sports too, I want to hear what you have to say about the game this weekend. I know we just talked about it, but I want to know.
You know, Mississippi State, I'm hoping they can go in the Texas A&M because, like I said, this is a very crucial game.
Absolutely.
You know, as much as I wish we could beat Ole Miss, it's not looking good right now. So,
I think we can
we
do
need to get in the bowl game. That's the key thing. We got to keep that streak alive in Arnett's first season. We need to bring in more recruits. You know, we don't want to lose anymore. And so I'm very excited to see how this game's going to go out. And hopefully Mississippi State goes into College Station and beats the 12th man in the Aggies.
I see you have the Ole Miss colors on, though, Caleb.
Ooh.
What's that all about, man?
What's
that all about, man?
This is American right here, baby.
Oh, okay, I got you. Represent
All right.
okay.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us here at Take 30 News. That's all we have for you.
We hope you have a fun and safe weekend. Good night.